Welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Today we are going to talk about reasons for substance abuse. What are those reasons? We'll dive right into it, but first, as always, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com. He has a few entities to his business. One and foremost is if you need help with your addiction, going from your addiction to recovery, and you need somebody to guide you, to help you, walk with you 24 hours at a time, one day at a time, today and tomorrow, call him at 844-414-8444. He will never ever look at your past, nor will I. We're both addiction recovery coaches. Matter of fact, I graduated from his addiction coaching school. That brings me to the next point. If you have passion, professional, and personality, and you have some sort of addiction background, whether it's battling with your own addictions or maybe helping others, call him 844-414-8444. Let him turn you into an addiction recovery coach. He will put you through this excellent program that he has. I mean, he helped me out tremendously. He has helped me do what I do today, where I have expanded and branched out in my own addiction recovery coaching website and business, and it is because of Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com, 844-414-8444, and let him also help take your life back. Another thing is, I want to give a shout out to GlobalEyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. If you need glasses, whether it's bifocals, progressives, transitions, photochromatics, polarization, single vision, distance or reading, or both, give them a shout out at www.globaleyeglasses.com. They have frames that range from $6 and go all the way up to $49. Those prices include single vision, regular plastic, standard prescription, non-coated lenses. If you have any questions whatsoever about eyeglasses, I am also a board-certified optician. You can text me at 631-599-0218. If you have any questions about globaleyeglasses.com, reach out to me. I am very familiar with this company. Call me, 844-405-HELP, and I will also help with your glasses. I want to give a shout out to my website, www.takeyourlifebacktodayShow.com. You'll find news casts about any and all substance abuse. These are live feeds from places like the CDC, places like the Mayo Clinic, places like Sober Nation. I have them all on www.takeyourlifebacktodayShow.com. We are going to talk about reasons for substance abuse. We all think we know all the reasons, but there are so many reasons out there. It could be peer pressure. It could be due to something that you might inherit. It could be due to pressure within your job, your relationship, or financial. But let's see what this comes directly from the CDC. Substance abuse problem. Substance abuse is a real problem in many parts of the world, if not only causes pain and suffering for the individuals involved, but for those around them in society as a whole. Despite continued attempts to understand and eradicate drug and alcohol abuse, there is no sign that it is abating in any direction at this point. It is a complex problem because there are so many reasons why people fall into substance abuse in the first place. Unless these reasons are considered, it will be difficult and to effectively tackle the problem. Substance abuse defined. What is the definition of substance abuse? One way to define substance abuse would be to say that it is a pattern of behavior where people use mild altering substances to be harmful extent. The DSM-IV definition is more precise in its definition and describes substance abuse as the following: repeated use of substances in ways that would be considered physically harmful. Use of substances is impacting the ability of the individual to meet their family, social, or work commitments. Continued use of substance despite evidence that it is leading to difficulties. Legal problems due to use of substances. The individual only has to meet one of the above criteria within the last year for them to be considered a substance abuser by the DSM-IV definition. The mind-altering substances that people can abuse include alcohol, prescription drugs, inhalants, stimulants, depressants, hallucinogenics. These are just some of the drugs that are out there that can cause you or anyone that you might know to start abusing. The relationship between substance abuse and addiction. Addiction refers to physical as well as psychological dependence on a substance, like the ones I just mentioned. Not all substance abusers will be physically addicted. This means that they won't suffer withdrawal symptoms should they try to stop. If they continue to abuse these substances, they are a high probability that they will become fully addicted at some point in their life. Common reasons for substance abuse. What are the reasons that we are so desperately seeking? The most common reasons for why people abuse these substances include peer pressure, boredom, as a way to deal with stress, growing up in a home where alcohol and drug abuse is considered normal behavior, goes back to when I speak about role model, self-medication to deal with mental illness, relationship issues and problems, financial worries, loss of a loved one, which I just recently did a show on. Those with low self-esteem may abuse substance in order to boost confidence. Substance abuse as part of personality disorder. Teenage rebellion, to promote relaxation, to forget normal life. These are some of the reasons for substance abuse. Again, peer pressure, boredom, as a way to deal with stress, growing up in a home where alcohol and drugs seems like normal, self-medication to deal with a mental illness, relationship problems, financial worries, loss of a loved one. Those with low self-esteem may abuse substance in order to boost confidence in life. Substance abuse as parts of personality disorder. Teenage rebellion, to promote relaxation, to forget normal life. Those are some of the reasons. Substance abuse and environmental factors. Traditionally, there have been more focus on behavior of substance abuser rather than looking at their environment, where do they live, what does their situation at home look like. There is little doubt, though, that coming from certain environments does predispose people to alcohol and drug abuse. Those who grew up in a dysfunctional households are more likely to turn to this typical type of activity. The fact that the use of these chemicals is often portrayed on TV and in the movies also plays a huge part. Social support for substance abuse. Humans are highly influenced by other humans, and this plays a role in substance abuse. There's a lot of pressure on individuals to fit in with their peers. It can take a lot of self-esteem for an individual to be able to withstand peer pressure. This type of influence can be particularly strong in teenage years, but it continues to exert an influence throughout the life of an individual. Substance abuse as self-medication. One reason why many individuals abuse substances in that they are attempting to self-medicate an existing mental condition. Such people can be aware of or unaware of this problem. They may just feel that something is not quite right in life. Those who are suffering from conditions such as depression and anxiety may find that they find temporary relief by turning to alcohol and or drugs. This approach may help in the short term, but ultimately can lead to dual diagnosis. Addictive personalities. Some personality types do seem to be more likely to be drawn towards substance abuse. The addictive personality refers to a number of characteristics that many of these people will share. The addictive personality include traits such as impulsiveness, easily stressed, anxiety, high degree of acceptance for deviant behavior, admiration of those who rebel, jealousy and insecurity in relationships, attention-seeking behavior. They tend to feel out of place in society. Nonconformist. They find it hard to delay gratification. Choice theory. What is the choice theory? Choice theory has developed out of the work of American psychologist William Glasser. It is based on the idea that behavior such as substance abuse always occurs because of choice. Preventing substance abuse, the fact that there are so many causes of substance abuse makes it harder to tackle the exact way to prevent it. In the past, it has been viewed too narrowly and has meant that attempts to prevent it failed. It might not be possible to completely eradicate such abuse, but multi-pronged approach may greatly reduce its occurrence. These are reasons for substance abuse, and we're going to do a short recap. What is substance abuse? Substance abuse is a real problem in many parts of the world. It not only causes pain and suffering for the individuals involved, but for anyone that really deals with the people themselves that have. Despite continued attempts to understand and eradicate drug and alcohol abuse, there is no sign that it is abating. It is a complex problem because there are so many reasons why people fall into substance abuse in the first place. Unless all these reasons are considered, it will be difficult to effectively tackle the problem. Substance abuse, in definition, describes substance abuse as this: repeated use of substance in ways that would be considered physically harmful to the individual. Use of substance abuse is, or use of substance is impacting the ability of an individual to meet their family, social, and their work commitments daily. Continued use of substance despite evidence that it is leading to difficulties dealing with life. Legal problems due to the use of substance. The individual only has to meet one of the above criteria within the last year for them to be considered a substance abuser. The mind-altering substance that people can abuse include alcohol, prescription drugs, inhalant stimulants, depressants, and hallucinogenics. The relationship between substance abuse and addiction refers to physical as psychological dependence on something that is mind-altering, something that can be caused by alcohol, prescription drugs, inhalants, stimulants, depressants, or hallucinogenics. Common reasons for substance abuse include peer pressure, boredom, as a way to deal with stress in life, growing up in a home where it seemed like normal behavior, which is being bad role models if that's what you're doing, self-medication to deal with mental issues, relationship problems, financial worries, loss of a loved one. Those with low self-esteem may abuse substances in order to boost confidence in their own life. Substance abuse as part of personality disorder. Teenage rebellion to promote relaxation and to forget normal life. What are addictive personality traits? Impulsiveness, easily stressed, anxiety, high degree of acceptance for deviant behavior, admiration for those who are rebellious, low confidence and self-esteem, periods of depression, jealousy and insecurity in relationship, attention-seeking behavior. They tend to feel out of place in society. Nonconformists. They find it hard to delay gratification. What is the choice theory? Choice theory has been developed out of the work of American psychology William Glasser. It is based on the idea that behaviors such as substance abuse always occurs because of a choice, but it is not true. A lot of substance abuse is due to an environmental situation that they grew up. Folks, it really all comes down to what I talk about constantly, and that is being a role model in your own home. If you drink and you smoke and you use profanity and you physically abuse in front of your children, your grandchildren, they are going to grow up to do identically what you are doing because they feel it's okay. They look at you as their hero. So if you smoke, they're going to say, well, Dad is smoking. Or if you drink, they're going to say, Mom drinks, it's okay. It's not. It is time for you today to change your life, to change your habits. If you have to drink and smoke and use profanity, do it outside your home. Teach your children differently. Break the cycle that you are creating. If you were brought up with all these traits, does not mean you need to continue that cycle. It means simply this, that you grew up with it, but it is up to you to break that cycle. How do you do that? Well, the first thing is that, are you smoking and drinking? You might want to consider stopping. Are you physically abusing? You might want to consider counseling or therapist. And the second thing is, and this is the most important thing, absolutely, it is to reach out to God for guidance and direction. Ask God to come into your life to help guide and direct you. In conjunction of your changing your own ways and you asking God for guidance and direction, you can take your life back. You can be the role model that you are designated to be, which is a good role model. If you and your husband or your wife come together as one, so there's no good cop, no bad cop, but come together as one unit, your children will be brought up in a whole different way if you come together and you do the right thing daily. If you don't see eye to eye with your husband or your wife on how to bring up your children, seek some sort of therapy or counseling. Go to your church and speak to your reverend or your father. But more importantly, reach out to God daily. Because when you reach out to God, He will guide and direct you. Remember the story that I always tell you about the books, the chapters in your book of life. I am at chapter 53. From 0 to 18, my parents, my mother and my father, helped write they put their input into my 18-year of life, 18 chapters, because every year is one chapter. So from 0 to 18, my parents helped write my book of life. And then from 18 until about 51, I wrote my own chapters. I am responsible for my own chapters in my own book of life. And if those chapters included a lot of drinking, shame on me, that was my fault. Included anything other than being 100% perfect, that is all on me. But then at chapter 51, I finally had enough. I finally realized that I did need God to help me. And I asked God for guidance and direction. And He has helped me every step of the way. He has helped me in a physical sense. He has helped me in a mental sense. He has helped me in a spiritual sense. It all starts with you, and it all needs to start today. None of us are guaranteed a tomorrow. This might be my last show. It is up to the Lord Jesus when I go back and I go up to heaven to Him. So if you think you are guaranteed a tomorrow, you are dead wrong. No pun intended. But you are wrong. That's why it's very important that you make today count. Help take your life back and eliminate all the negative things that you might have, such as your drinking issues, your drug issues, your smoking issues. Ask God for guidance and direction, and He will help you. Work with your partner, your husband, your wife, and make your family a unit that is solid, and then let it trickle down to your children. So while you help your children through their chapters between 0 and 18, when they leave at the age of 18 and they go into society, they are going to be prepared, and you are going to feel so much better knowing that you have done the best that you could. Last night my wife and I were watching Bill Cunningham, and the show's special was about mothers or fathers who beat up on their children and how the children resent them now. So I don't want you to take this in any way other than exactly what I'm saying. Do not physically abuse your children. This one particular mother on the Bill Cunningham show would grab anything that's available to her to beat her children. Belts, shoes, sticks. Would not feed her children, but yet used all her money, food stamps, to get crack and cocaine. You, as a role model, do not have to abuse your children to send a message. You can send a message by grounding, by explaining, but the biggest message you can send, folks, is by being what you want them to be. For example, if you don't want them to smoke and you don't want them to drink, don't do it in front of them. Simple solution. Show some compassion. Show some love. Show respect. In order for you to get respect, you need to show respect to your children. Let it all start in your home, and let it all start today. When we go to bed at night, and I say this quite often, we take our slippers, shoes, or sneakers off. And what we usually do is leave it by the edge of our bed. So when we wake up in the morning, we can just kind of jump right back into them. Well, folks, I am asking you tonight to push it under your bed. Push your slippers, shoes, or sneakers under your bed. That way, tomorrow morning, when you wake up, you'll be forced to go on your knees to retrieve them from underneath your bed. And while you're on your knees, folks, pray to the Lord Jesus Christ and thank Him for another day on this beautiful earth. For every time you get to wake up in the morning, there is someone that's going to sleep forever. They're taking their last breath, closing their eyes for their last time. Each and every day is a gift from God to you. And it is up to you to make each and every day worth the life that He has given you. Nobody is perfect. Nobody's asking you to be 100% perfect. What I am asking you is to look at your faults, and whatever faults you have, not to show those faults in front of your children or your grandchildren. Put those faults away, but show them the love, compassion, and respect that they desperately need to go into society one day to fight. To fight against the crime, to fight against the anger that's out there, against the hate, the bigotry. Fight against all those obstacles. And what better way to teach them how to fight is by teaching them how to withstand the worst scenarios in life. If you teach them to love people, they will fight in their own way out there by loving these people. If you teach them to respect, they will go out there and show respect to other people. If you teach compassion in your home, they will show compassion out there. But if you teach them how to drink, that's exactly what they will do. If you teach them how to smoke, that's exactly what they will do. Let today, January 23rd, 2015, be a brand new day in a brand new life for you. I am here to tell you that if you let the sunshine into your heart and your home, you will reap nothing but positive results. No matter where you are. No matter where you are watching me. And I do say this, you might be in jail watching me. Well, the first thing is I want to congratulate you that you are now paying back society for whatever crime you might have committed. And I will tell you this, there is hope from the day you get out for you to change your life, for you to take your life back. If you're in a homeless shelter, you might be there because you didn't know how to handle your money because you were using it on crack cocaine, marijuana, or alcohol. Well, why not start today looking for a job and taking the money that you make from that job, no matter what that job might be, and putting it away so you can get out of the homeless shelter. If you're in a nursing home and you feel alone daily, you have other folks that are in the nursing home that you can play cards with, that you can play Monopoly with. And when your family does come over to visit, appreciate each and every minute. And if you want to, ask them to make a special trip every once in a while, if you want to see them more often. But no matter what your situation is, no matter where you're watching me globally, know this, that right next to you, the Lord Jesus is sitting with you. Right in that room at the homeless shelter, the Lord Jesus is with you. Right in your jail cell, the Lord Jesus is with you. Right in the nursing home, the Lord Jesus is with you. If you ever get to the point where you get so depressed and so down in life, reach to Him and ask for guidance and direction. Find a passion that you can do. And if you're in a nursing home, take up knitting. If you're in a homeless shelter, take up looking for a job in your help wanted section. And if you're in jail, maybe you haven't graduated high school, maybe you want to finish up college, this is the best time to do it. Maybe you have not read the Bible, this is the best time to do it. But no matter what your situation, know this, that God is there for you 24/7 daily, and all it is for you to reach out to Him and ask Him for guidance and direction. Remember, a sober today, I promise you, will give you a better tomorrow. I hope that each and every one of you in my audience received a message of why people use substance, or why they abuse substances. Why do they drink the alcohol? Why do they use prescription drugs? Or why do they do the inhalants or the stimulants or the depressants or the hallucinogenics? Why do they do that? Is it because of peer pressure? Is it because of boredom as a way to deal with stress? Is it because their upbringing, what we just spoke about, because they saw their mother and father do it? Is it because they're having relationship issues? Is it because they're self-medicating for a mental illness? Is it because maybe they lost a loved one? Is it to promote relaxation? Are they rebelling to maybe just forget life in itself? Well, no matter what the reason is, you can take your life back. And if it's not your life you need taken back, you can help someone take their life back. Look out for the addictive personalities in each and every person that you suspect that might have or might be abusing drugs. Is it impulsiveness? Are they easily stressed out? Are they very anxious? Do they have a very high acceptance to deviant behavior? Do they have admiration for the ones that rebel? Do they have low confidence or maybe very low self-esteem? Are they the jealous and insecure type? Do they tend to feel out of place in society? Do they find it hard to delay gratification, that they need things constantly? Well, if any of these apply, it is now time for, if it applies to you, to take your life back, and if it applies to someone you know, for you to help take their life back. What better way than to call me at 844-405-HELP or text me 24/7-631-599-0218. And I will tell you that I am here to help take your life back, but you need to make that first move and get in touch with me. 844-405-HELP, and I hope to God I see each and every one of you folks on watching this show, or possibly on my website, or possibly even just leaving a comment. But I hope to hear and see each and every one. And I hope to God you have a great day today, but more importantly, I hope you have a sober day, and may God bless you.